Hey, what is up guys? So I got a pretty awesome replay to share with you guys today. It is going to be a number 95 deck facing off against a Monarch deck. I totally forgot about Mathematician. That card just doesn't see any play anymore in the metagame. But anyways, pretty nice I guess to send your one frog to the graveyard plus you get that extra draw. But anyways, this guy is going to go ahead and take the MAXX challenge, which is basically, you know what, you max me, as long as I OTK, it should go through, right? But there's a surprise ending here, which is really awesome. I don't even know how it happens. I just know from the title of the replay, it's going to be amazing. So nonetheless, he's going to put up a pretty strong field. Let's see how many things this guy can actually special summon, and let's see how many cards the other guy will actually draw into, because he's going to have a field day, and Monarchs can't really do anything regardless of how many cards you give them. It's just like, okay, I summon once, you know. Very few times can the deck really do anything, even if it has, like, you know, as many cards as he does have over here. Look how many cards this guy has. It is absolutely ridiculous. But again, they only have so much of a play. It's basically, you know, just get rid of one monster and then, you know, tribute for a Monarch. Maybe you're tributing your opponent's stuff. And he's got to discard cards because he's got too many cards. And then he's gonna apparently take the MAXX challenge again. And I think at this point, I can understand how. And the thing with decks with MAXX is sometimes you got to make sure that you can have an out to your opponent, because sometimes when your opponent makes an Aturia Beast and throws down like a like maybe like a decree on the field, or like they already happen to have it on the field, sometimes it doesn't matter how many cards you draw, you still can't do anything. And then at this point, he is just going to deck his opponent out. And you can see, guys, how many cards this guy has in his hand. Like, basically, he went through his entire deck, but he couldn't draw. And then, of course, you know, he loses because he decks himself out. And that's pretty cool. And it also is kind of good. It's a really good lesson for you guys that are playing MAXX in certain decks, because in certain decks, it doesn't matter how many cards you can draw if you can't make any play with those. I mean, yes, of course, having more cards is generally always going to be better than not having those cards, and it'll open you that potential to draw that one card that you really need to get out of that certain situation. But sometimes, guys, it can be advised not to run MAXX against certain decks, because this deck's just going to go ahead and try to OTK you anyways. If you don't have like things like Gores or Tragodia or Battle Faders to keep yourself alive, sometimes it's not even really worth putting in you know, MAXX. But, you know, most of the time you'll just draw like a few cards and your opponent will stop. It kind of acts like a threatening roar, if you will, when you're doing that. But nonetheless, pretty cool to see that he literally drew every card in his entire deck. And, you know, at one point he had like, I don't know, like 10 plus cards in his hand. And you could still see that guy still was left with a field. But anyways, thank you for sending in this sick replay, Mr. Neon Salt BBBBB. It's a pretty sick replay. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Azneyeswhitedragon signing out.